Hey everybody, Crypto Mentor 99. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? It is Sunday, October 29th, 2023. Coming to you from headquarters, and I've been wanting to do this video on stress. And I'm going to share a personal story with you, and hopefully you'll get, if you're stressed out, you'll get some humor, some laugh, and it'll unstress you or de-stress you a little bit. We had lunch with Crypto Mentor 99 Jr., our son, and he was talking about stress in another person's life. And I'm like, Crypto Mentor 99 Jr., that reminds me, I got to do a stress video tonight. So true story, back in 1994, right, when we lived in Illinois, I was going through a really hard time. My marriage was great. The kids were great. The kids were small. Again, wasn't doing anything stupid. It was just really stressful. A transition at work, just a lot of stress. And I wasn't feeling well. I wasn't sleeping. Not exactly panic attacks, but certainly a lot of anxiety. Never took any medication. I didn't, I've talked to counselors over the years, not about this, but just anyhow. And I said to Mrs. Crypto Mentor 99, I think I had to go see a doctor. Like, I'm not feeling well. I can't think straight. My pulse is racing. So I made an appointment with this doctor that I had never been to before. And here comes kind of the funny part, but it's all true because I said it's true. So I was stressed out in my life, and I'm also stressed out seeing a doctor. So I'm like double stress squared. So I go in there, and I'm sitting in, not the waiting room, like the exam room, I guess. And after like 5 minutes, there's a knock on the door, and this little skinny guy walks in. Hands in his pocket, the lab coat, stethoscope over his neck. And he was like super young. Like, I don't even think the guy ever shaved. And I'm thinking, did this guy walk in the wrong room? Is he from the laboratory and he walked in the exam room? So he walked in, and in my mind, I'm going, this can't be the doctor. So at the time, I was like 32, 33 years old. This kid looked 16. So he came in. I said to him, he's like, hey, I'm here to look at you or whatever. And he said, excuse me, are you the doctor or did you walk in the wrong door? You're from the maintenance department or something. He's like, oh no, I'm Dr. Ralph or whatever. So I'm like, good grief. They sent like a first year intern or whatever to come and talk to me. Okay, slight exaggeration. So the guy comes in. I'm like, am I your first patient that you've ever seen? So he looked at the chart and he's like, tell me what's going on. And again, in hindsight, it was the best doctor's appointment I've ever had. But in the moment, I thought the guy was a goof, a knucklehead. So he's like, well, tell me what's going on. I'm like, well, our house is for sale and, things at work and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Talked for like 3, 4, 5 minutes. And I thought he was going to go, well, let me check your blood pressure. Let me do a blood test. Let me check your brain out or something. True story. I'll never forget. I've told this story 1,000 times. The guy says to me, I promise you this is what he said. After I told, I'm in transition, work, maybe a job transfer, we're moving. We don't know where we're moving to. Things are going at work. Great marriage. The kids are fine. I've got no abuse problems or whatever. And he looks at me. Again, he's had his hands in his pocket, the lab coat and the stethoscope. Again, true story. He says to me, do you have a dog? I'm like, excuse me? He's like, do you have a dog? I'm like, yeah. I'm thinking, that's what I'm paying for you to ask me how many pets I have and what kind of pet? He said, do you have a dog? I said, yes, sir. Yes, doctor, I've got a dog. He's like, how about every night after dinner, you walk your dog for like 30 minutes? And I'm going like, am I on candid camera? Like, what in the world? And I said to him, I'm like, okay, like I can do that. But I said, don't you want to take any of my vital signs? Like, my shortness of breath, and he's like, you're stressed out, I could tell. And I'm like, you think? And we talked a little bit more, and he's like, you don't need medicine. Although he did give me something for nausea that I never ended up taking to settle my stomach down because I wasn't really eating. I was losing weight. I was a mess. But he said to me as I was walking out, because I was kind of joking at this point with him, and I said, just walk the dog and take nausea pills if I need them. He's like, pretty much. And I'm like shaking my head like, okay, you're the doctor. I'm here. I'm going to do what you said, tell me to do. And he looked at me and he said, Mr. Crypto Mentor 99, he said, if there was no stress in the world, I wouldn't see 80% of the patients that I do. And I'm like, wow. He's like, people come to me, and again, he just picked a number. He said 80% of my practice, it's people that are stressed. And he wasn't a psychologist. He was a medical doctor, right? An MD, Dr. Ralph or whatever the guy's name was. And he said, stress causes so many physical symptoms. He's like, I literally would not have a practice if stress did, goofy example, but he said if stress didn't exist in the world, I really wouldn't have a practice because I wouldn't see 80% of my patients. So I went home. Mrs. Crypto Mentor 99 said, what did Dr. Ralph say? I said, I got to walk the dog for like 30 minutes after dinner for 30 days and take these nausea pills. Anyhow, not medical advice nor financial advice, but if you're stressed out, exercise, talk to somebody, go for a walk, make a phone call, write a letter. I don't know what it is, but there's so much stress in the world that we need just to take a deep breath. Anyhow, I don't know how funny that was, but it's a true story. Go walk your dog. Okay, Dr. Ralph, didn't take the nausea medicine, and that's it. But I was a mess for like 3-4 months, and finally I said to Mrs. Crypto Mentor 99, I gotta go talk to somebody. Oh, hello. Are we still there? Okay, I kicked to the camera. Anyhow, it's all lopsided now. Anyhow, see how stressed out I am? Crypto Mentor 99, thanks for being part of my crypto family, and love y'all. Bye-bye.